According to the CDC, seatbelts saved about 15,000 lives in 2016. Drivers should always remember to click it before they get on the road. According to the police report, the armed robbery victim did not lock their front door before leaving. Athens Clarke County Police are still on the lookout for the armed robbery suspect. Athens police are urging residents to always remember to lock your front door before you leave. 2,077. That's how many flags were put out on school grounds at North Oconee High School on Sunday. Each flag represents a life that was lost on the 9/11 attack. And we go to our top story tonight, where reporter Peyton Lewis is live in the newsroom after visiting a local gun shop owner who informed her on Georgia's campus carry law and gun safety. Peyton? With this cooler weather comes lots of fun fall activities. Grady News Source reporter Wellesley Kessel has more on what Northeast Georgia has to offer. Guys, this is Julia Sanders, and this is your Grady Daily. If you didn't get tickets for the Notre Dame game this weekend, don't fret. You can go to the game watching party at the Georgia Theater. It is free to attend, but you must RSVP at ndatlanta.com. Hold your horses. I'm not done talking about sports yet. Last Friday, the UGA equestrian team hosted the Red and Black scrimmage to kick off this year's season. The Red team beat the Black team 10-9. UGA gave Notre Dame 8,000 seats, which meant there would be 500 more people than could fit in Sanford Stadium. UGA Athletics also put extra bleachers underneath the scoreboard so 500 more people could fit. Even with the extra seats, students have trouble finding a place to sit. Sophie Good, a senior studio art major from Gainesville, said she and her friends had to leave when some adults told them they were sitting in their seats.
We just weren't getting heard out by these people. We were getting cursed at. We were getting physically pushed. There was no intervention from staff or any police officers to make the situation calm or anything like that. So we just ended up leaving.
Josh Brooks, UGA Deputy Athletic Director, explained over the phone why he thought some students had trouble finding seats. He said he thinks many students were confused over sections 138 and 139.
Being students, and I think with this high of demand of the number of students entering this game, I think it caused some confusion with students going down there, and our staff probably could have managed that better on our end of holding that line and showing students where they couldn't sit. I think some students got down into that area thinking they were open seats, and then they had to move, so it caused obviously some frustration.
I'm standing here at North Oconee High School, where I spoke to Principal Philip Brown and a North Oconee High School senior about the 9/11 Flag Memorial. High school students who weren't even born when 9/11 happened still think it's important to honor the victims of the 9/11 attacks. North Oconee High School students, staff, and parents set out American flags on school grounds to honor those who died. McCord Camp was one of the high schoolers who got students together to put out the flags. He says this is their third time doing it.
It's a good project to do because it brings us all together as Oconeers, and it also brings surrounding cities and towns together to do this. And in our country right now, it seems like we don't really agree on much, but this is all something that as Americans we come together on.
McCord is part of a club called Young Americans for Freedom, and he and many others spent 15 to 20 minutes setting out the flags. They plan on keeping the American flags in the ground until tomorrow.
I think it's good that we remember these people because it has all affected us in some way.
The principal at North Oconee High School says they plan to have the 9/11 Flag Memorial for years to come. Back to you, Skylar.
More and more University of Georgia students are getting involved in politics as the 2020 presidential election approaches. Adia Adu, a third-year public relations and sociology major, saw that many young adults got involved in politics when Democratic candidate for Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams ran for office.
Within the last 2 years, I feel like we've had really good Democratic candidates like Stacey Abrams, for example, who utilized a bunch of youth in her campaign, which motivated swaths of young people to get involved in politics.
It's not just in the 2016 presidential election that people had open ears and eyes to politics. According to the United States Census Bureau, young voter turnout for ages 18 to 29 increased to 36% in 2018 compared to 20% in 2014. This was the biggest percentage jump of any age group. Even though UGA students may be involved in politics, youth voter turnout has historically been lower than older voters, according to Dr. Charles Bullock, a UGA political science professor.
Part of it may be because young people are often not settled. That is, they may be away going to college, they may be serving in the military, they may have recently moved to a community in search of a job, where older voters are more likely to have established roots.
The Turning Point Group, a political group at UGA, tabled in front of the Zell Miller Learning Center today in order to get people to register to vote. Trey Lance, a second-year UGA student from LaGrange, talked about what he has noticed with young voters.
I see people that come up to our table every day and they're like, hey, I just know I need to get more involved in politics. I realize that it's important, and that's something I really like to hear.